Yeah, so in my last video, I threw out some names from the mass media to show you more about NEROS Circus. NEROS Circus is playing out in real life, you guys, based on the scripts, and the names are the scripts. You need to understand a lot of the people in the positions of power on the television, in politics, a lot of these people are all related. Yes, Hollywood and the politicians are related. Yes, and they are all a part of a large religion. The religion is the NEROS Circus script. This is why you'll see their Egyptology all over the place. I'm not saying there's anything bad with Egypt, obviously, because I teach about Ra. But I am going to show you how the grand system of Ra has been hijacked and replayed through a script of a religious viewpoint. Same thing with the Jesus. The Jesus, which Yeshua was a real man, you guys. He really did come here. But likewise, he teaches us so much about ourselves, and then the religions or the religious leaders, they took this divine information and they have utilized it for their religion. And so that's why today you will find so many different religions in the Jesus category too. And they're all trying to compete to get you to become a member of their culture, because these religions are also cultures, you guys. And then they will try to say if you don't join their culture or their group, then you're going to hell. And so I am here to teach you how hell is not real. Yes, I bring us back to the grand zodiac clock as the grand unicorn to show you how we are all in heaven, you guys, and how we're all eternal. You don't need a religion, okay? You just need to go within and become a spiritual person, because you need to understand your spirit from the beginning, because you're the one, Neo. You're the one. You're the king author of your own script. You don't need a religion to be saved. Yes, and when you step outside of the religions and you step outside of the cultures with the costumes, yes, all the cultures have costumes also, friend. I got a book here. Let's look at some of the old costumes from the past. Yeah, look at this guy's costume. See his costume here? Versus, he's a little bugle boy, versus this costume. Okay, you see this costume? Versus these costumes. And these costumes. Notice how no one here is wearing a hat, but over in this one with all these costumes, they're all wearing hats. Yes, they're all wearing hats. Look at this old grocery store. Look at her costume and her boots. When you go and get married, another costume comes into play. Yes, and all throughout time, being as we are in the age of Aquarius, which is the beginning, we can see how there has been a major rollout of the costumes and time. See, in a sense, all the cultures that have a costume, they all have significant meanings to their dress. Yes, and a lot of the meanings to the dress has to do with the stars in the past. Okay, especially when you get into like the Native American stuff, the Mayan costumes, and even the older costumes way back in Egypt. These were all to paint an elaborate picture of spiritual significance. Okay, so likewise today, when you see all the cultures around the world, just know these are spiritual significance factors that come into play. Okay, and then thus the spiritual meanings get further turned into religion. Yes, notice how a lot of the Muslims, they must hide their face. Yes, they cover the Great Mother in black head to toe, because they have their spiritual significance behind that. Also, a lot of the Hebrews and other women in other cultures, they must hide their hair. Yes, they hide their hair either with a covering or they put a wig on top of their hair to hide their hair. They're natural electric. Okay, there's so much to be said about the cultures and where the information comes from. But what I am trying to suggest on my page is to step outside of all of these religions and cultures and become an observer. Yes, observe through name and numbers, because the modern religions of the world, this is what they are doing. They are communicating with the divine information from the high die that I show very often. But they are taking this and they are writing a script that is not accurate. In a way, it is accurate, though, because they're creating the chaos. Yes, and then we must override the system by becoming the head operator. Yes, we take control of the pen and the script. One way we do this is by not participating in their programs. Yes, if you want a lot of the stuff to go away, simply quit participating in the programs, guys. You don't want politicians? Quit voting. Yes, and did you know every time you vote, and I'll say it again, you give up your rights as a sovereign because you have given up your right to be your own mouthpiece. Yes, this is how their game works, you guys, because they're playing a giant game of Monopoly on a worldwide scale. The Monopoly is also tied to their religion that they have created on a worldwide scale. They can visibly be seen through the logos, which is the word. Yes, you're driving down the street, and I've shown you before how basically all the logos show you the religion of maritime law and how it's been reconstructed. Maritime law comes from the zodiac, but it has been brought into the below, and it has been constructed to become a game of souls that they are playing with the bond on a worldwide level. Just like I've shown you before about the UN, how the UN connects to the H for the house on my high die, and how they have taken this magi information and brought it into the below, and they've created a game of souls with that. All the flags from the UN that are flying, they have sold out to play the game of souls, where it's ruler versus people. Yes, and when you become a ruler, you know you don't need anybody over you because you're the adult in control of the powerhouse. You don't need to be reined in. You don't need a master because you are the master and the sovereign. This is the point of the religions. Yes, the politicians are religion. It's their religion. They've recreated the law even. And we all know there's only one law. Love. That's it. But man wants to complicate things so much. Yes, so much. And they create so much chaos through the television. Yes, because they are feeding the people the programs and the people just eat it up. When you turn off your TV, though, and you walk away from that system, and you walk away from the religions, and you walk away from all the cultures that have been created to keep you asleep, you can visibly stand outside of this and see the shit show. You can visibly see how NEROS circus has been constructed from 2,000 years ago. And it's been into play for over 2,000 plus years. Yes, because NEROS circus, you need to understand, goes all the way back to Babylon. Babylon and Babylon. Yes, it goes all the way back to the Grand Bull Alpha head of gold. And you must understand, Zodiac information will free you from that, friend. It will free you because you will see the grand blueprint that all the cultures and religions use to dictate the orientation of time, culture, costume, religion. Right here. This is the grand mind in the sky above that we must bring further into the below. Keep in mind, it's already in mind. We just must rewrite the script, friend.